So there are some massive changes here as of December the 3rd today. And why are these changes taking place? Because drivers stood up and fought for this AB5, right? Fought for better conditions. These are many of the things that we've always wanted. I'm going to go through them, right? This is going to have a ripple effect to other states throughout the United States and then also abroad into other countries, because we fought and battled here in California and we did not surrender, right? And I know the videos that I've made over the last 6 months, and I very well know what I have been talking about and preaching out there, right? Is that we got to not cave to these emails, them wanting to sign away. We got to fight for better rights and better conditions. And they always said we were independent contractors. We were never true independent contractors. The only independence that we had was to choose Uber or Lyft or whichever provider we wanted to go with, and then also choose our hours, right? That flexibility will stay, right? That's not going away. But the basics here that drivers deserve, these guys are showing their true colors right now, and they scared. They're coming into full compliance early 2020. Otherwise, they know the state is going to sue them. So these changes, and again, all of the people that fought, went to Sacramento, went to San Francisco, stood up, strike, protest, right? Got these conditions through for California drivers, and will also should be proud, because this is going to affect other states as well, right? And all those naysayers to the AB5 that were whining and crying about this bill, you owe a huge thank you to the people that stood up and fought for you. So what is going to happen? Starting today and through the early months of 2020, California drivers will begin to see some changes that reflect our commitment to being truly flexible platform, showing for the first time that they will start treating you as independent contractor, because an independent contractor should work, as the words say, completely independent, be able to make his choices, decisions, pricing, etc., etc. See the destination fare up front, right? With the trip info you've asked for, it's not, we've not been asking for this, like, please politely can you give us. These were demands we've made for years, and they only give it to us now because we fought and they caved and they lost on the AB5, and they are forced to hand these conditions to drivers. See the destination and fare up front. With the trip you've asked for, you'll know what you can expect to earn and where a trip will take you, including pool trips, all before you choose to accept. So that freedom of choice to accept where I wish to drive, what trip I wish to accept, pool, etc., that in the definition is what a true independent contractor should do. So everything they've told you before has been an absolute BS lie, right? Up to the point now that they have to come into compliance, otherwise the lawsuits take place, and they have to show this to the state of California by 2020 that they do regard these drivers as independent contractors and that they will come into full compliance. Anyways, accept only the trips you want. Your acceptance rate will no longer affect your Uber Pro status and rewards, so they can't hold that over you. They can't punish you, right, with that acceptance rate and hold that gun to your head and say you have to accept. Again, you should have the true flexibility of being an independent contractor, which they're trying to scramble and show now that you can make the choice on your own. Pro points, your driver star rating, and cancellation rate will still determine your status, right? Create future opportunities to earn. This is stolen directly from the GOAT playbook that we wrote up, that we've spoken about. When you provide great service to earn a 5-star rating, your rider can now add you as a favorite. Soon they'll be able to request you when scheduling a trip in advance. That's exactly what GOAT is about, word for word. That is how we're programming the app. That's how I've spoken about the GOAT platform openly in videos, and word for word, it's right there. Right now, this year This page went live for Californians, to California drivers, keeping you in the driver's seat, right? They now, due to our pressure, have to surrender and cave in on certain things, which will hopefully make our lives better. Two missing factors: increase in rates, we've got to earn more, right? And I want to see more safety. For that, I'll keep on pushing. But a big step in the right direction. Why? Because we fought like warriors, folks. There has been a lot of important debate about flexible work and what it means to drive with Uber in California. With the passage of new laws, we've been carefully considering how we could further protect your access and enhance the flexibility and transparency of the Uber platform going forward. So this transparency never used to be there. This flexibility never used to be there. How did we get here today on December the 3rd? Is because drivers that fought for the AB5 and pushed and pushed and pushed can present this victory to you today. Period. Right? Period. It's important for you to know that come January the 1st, you'll still be able to earn with Uber when and where you want as your own boss. You've told us flexibility is the number one reason you choose Uber, the ability to work entirely on your own schedule, to leave or return to the platform whenever you want, to work on other platforms at the same time, and for each of these decisions to be fundamentally your own. But we've also heard from you that we can do more to improve the experience for drivers so you can reap the full independence that the platform can provide. Right? Now, finally, they're starting to use or move in the right direction of treating people independent. They weren't doing that before, folks, and the people that think that they were fooled, right? You bought their story, you believed in their story, and you believed that AB5 was a bunch of BS. AB5 brought you these benefits, period. So to work on other platforms at the same time, and for each of those decisions to be fundamentally your own, our own. We are independent. Finally, you get the independence. But we've also heard from you that we can do more to improve the experience for drivers so you can reap the full independence that the platform can provide. So starting today, you'll see more information up front that will help you earn on your own terms. We'll also add new features to help you build your business on our platform. And in the coming months, we'll also make the fare structure more straightforward so it's clear where your earnings and fees come from. Some of these changes are ones that many of you have suggested in the past, and some upcoming changes will take some time to get used to. Either way, we are confident that all of the changes will make working with Uber work better for you. The following feature updates launched today and will be fully available to all California drivers by mid-January. And I want to see those same features, and I will fight for those same features for drivers in other states. Why should California only benefit from this, right? Okay, good. We put up the fight, we introduced the bill, but we didn't do this for our selfish California selves. We did this for everyone. So, it is our duty, my friends, in Florida, in Texas, in New York, in New Jersey, in Colorado, in New Mexico, in Arizona, wherever you are, to fight for these same conditions, right? I'm not here fighting for California drivers. I'm fighting for US drivers and international drivers, period. That's what my channel is about, right? And I'll keep on fighting until these changes, and I call them positive changes, also affect other drivers, are also implemented for other drivers. So our battle is far from over. We'll keep on fighting, but a massive, massive victory today. You'll see trip information up front so you can make informed decisions. And a huge request to other drivers around the US, publicize this and say, hey, what about Florida drivers? Why aren't we getting this, right? So you got to bring attention through the Facebook platforms, through Twitter, through your YouTube accounts, whatever you are doing through social media, circulate these stories and say, hang on, Californians got this, why didn't we get this? Californians got that, why didn't we get this? So collectively, my friends, we got to keep on pushing, we got to keep on fighting. By seeing your pickup, trip time, distance, destination, and fare up front, you'll know what you can expect to earn and where a trip will take you. All before you accept on every trip. The dollar amount you see is the estimated amount you'll take home after Uber's service fee. If you accept the trip, your final earnings calculation will not change and is still based on the actual time and distance of the trip for California, for Arizona, for Florida, for New Jersey, for Alabama, for Mississippi. Every state. I want to see the Carolinas. I want to see everyone included in this, right? That's what we got to fight for. And my request to all California drivers, job well done, right? This is what you achieved, but now we help the other drivers also achieve independence, true independence in those other states, and we got to do that together. This applies to all trips, including pool. You'll see the same upfront destination information when riders are added to your pool trips with upfront fare estimate coming soon. Okay, and this link, by the way, which is the California link, probably issued only to us through our emails, registered California drivers, but I'm going to share this so that, and I want you to read it, even if you're out of state or in a different country or London, wherever you are, because this is what you need to start pushing for. This is a start. This is a step in the right direction. You'll see the same upfront destination information when riders are added to your pool trips with upfront fare estimate coming soon. As a reminder, rejecting requests or discriminatory reasons, including rejecting trips solely to avoid particular neighborhoods, violates Uber's community guidelines and California law. You can review your community guidelines here. Well, you have a big problem there, Uber, because if you are giving drivers true independence, then they decide where they go, right? You can't have it both ways, right? So if you're committing to this, you got to give the driver all the flexibility in the world to choose where he or she wants to go, right? Now, if you are starting to geocode or track data and say, well, you're avoiding this and this and this, therefore you must, obviously you're rejecting specific neighborhoods, and we are going to terminate you because you are violating our community guidelines, or we believe there may be discriminatory reasons for you not going into those neighborhoods. Again, BS, right? If you're coming out and you're giving drivers true independence and you say this, then you better stick to it, right? And I tell you what, anyone, and I beg anyone that gets deactivated over this, right? Or if they don't give you the reasons, or you believe this is the reason you deactivate, you go to an attorney. Remember, you opted out of arbitration. You get yourself a lawyer and you say, hang on, they being discriminatory now because they are using that data against you, right? In their compliance for 2020, this is something they promised. We could go and choose whatever we wish to do, because they said they would finally treat us as independent contractors. And because we are driving and acting independently, deciding where we want to go, which neighborhood we want to go, you cannot now be penalized after they've introduced that. So be careful here, Uber. Be careful what you wish for. Accept only the trips you want to take, and your Uber Pro status won't be affected. Remember what they say here. Accept only the trips you want to take. This is you. This is your independence. This is your choice, right? So if you don't want to go into that neighborhood, if you don't want to drive into that neighborhood, they can't slap you with a discriminatory reason and say you're deactivated. Lawyer up. Get ready for this. It's coming. Your acceptance rate will no longer affect your Uber Pro status and access to Uber Pro rewards. Uber Pro points, your driver star rating, and cancellation rate will still determine your status, right? And that is the power that they held over you, and manipulated you, but in the true wording of independent contractor, all of that was BS that they were doing to you from the moment they introduced Uber Pro. Again, you should be able to decide when you want to cancel, when you want to accept, and where you wish to drive, right? You're an independent contractor. And remember, if you have a safety concern after arriving at the pickup location or your rider doesn't show up, your cancellation rate won't change. We're going to build more products that help you grow your business with Uber. You should be able to earn more by providing your customers with great service. Starting today, providing a 5-star trip for your riders will create opportunity for more business later. After a 5-star rating, your rider can now add you as a favorite. Word for word, and I've been saying this on the GOAT greatest of all time Rideshare app, the scheduling app. This is how we designed our app. And along comes Uber doing exactly the same. In early 2020, riders will be able to request their favorite drivers when scheduling a trip in advance, giving you the first opportunity to accept the reservation request as soon as the ride is scheduled. If you give a rider a 1-star rating, you won't be matched on future rides. Then you can read through some of these things here. What is changing on my offer card? Is the fare estimate on the offer card guaranteed? How are you calculating the fare estimate? Is surge included in the fare estimate? What if my rider adds a stop or changes the destination? Why are you removing the acceptance rate as a criteria for Uber Pro Gold, Platinum, and Diamond eligibility? What will happen when a rider favorites me? How will I benefit from this? Why is Uber making these changes? Are these features only available to drivers in California? Let me click on the last one, right? Are these features only available to drivers in California? Yes, these features are available to California drivers only, and I'm going to stop there for a second. It's because we pushed this AB5, but we've got to keep on pushing. These conditions of being independent should be for everyone. So please, please, please rally around me, subscribe to my channel, and share. You know that I'm one of the most vocal drivers or vocal YouTubers when it comes to this. I've been pushing this from day one. As with all feature launches, we will monitor the effects of the change to ensure the experience is working properly and doesn't create any unintended issues for drivers or riders. We will continue to evaluate expanding these features beyond California in the future. Trust me, they will not expand these features unless you go out there and introduce bills and in the Senate, in the state, and unless you fight. They have no ambition to make any changes, right? Why is Uber making these changes? These features are in response to feedback from drivers and the passing of new laws in the state of California. Some changes will take some getting used to. On balance, we are confident that they will improve your experience on our platform. What will happen when a rider favorites me? How will I benefit from this? Riders can now add you as a favorite driver in the app. You and others will be able to see how many riders have favorited you in your profile starting next month. Beginning in early 2020, riders will have the ability to schedule a ride hours or days in advance, and you will have an early chance to accept their trip request. If you've given a rider a 1-star rating, they won't be matched with you. And then the other ones, you can click on the link and read up. I'm also, my friends, going to do a live feed on this now. Want to connect with the drivers and see, how many people we can rally around this. Obviously, this is a California step. Now we need to blow it up, right? So thank you for following me on the whole video for a good 20 minutes now. I know it's a long one, and I'm going to jump right over into a live stream. Have a great day.